Tell a story, please.
I'll bite you too.
Tell a story!
No, because you're a little tongue.
I tell a story like 1,000 times all the time.
No, not to them.
Okay. One time I was at church camp, and there was like this guy. There was like these like people who got onto the campsite, and they were like, it was like this. Okay, there's cabins everywhere. There's the girls' cabin, the guys' cabin. Each cabin had like maybe 20 bunk beds. And, like they were like doing some like ritual, however you say that word. And they were like using like tongues, and they were like saying crazy things, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. And so there was a bunch of them. So me and my friend Taylor and Marissa were just like, let's go in there. I mean, what are they gonna do, right? I mean, they're not gonna notice us. There's a shitload of people here. So we go in, and then all of a sudden some guy just like at first it's like kind of like cool because they're just like dancing around, like, and women like are like dropping to the floor, like acting as if they're dying. They're just like, oh, and like having like these like little seizure kind of look things, and they're just like saying tongues, like dancing and screaming and like acting as if they were dying around this fire. And they're all wearing, all the women were wearing dresses, all the girls and women were wearing dresses, and all the men were wearing jeans and just I don't know what the men were wearing, but all of a sudden, like maybe a minute into it, everything stops, like the drums, everything, everybody freezes, and just looks at me, Taylor, and Marissa, and then all of a sudden you just hear this deep voice, "What are you doing here?" And then we're just like, oh shit. So we just run as fast as we can, and we go to the cabin.
What are you doing?
And we just go to our cabin because it was like right over there. And the weird thing with the cabins is the guys' cabin was on the left and the girls' was on the right, and the girls' was right next to a graveyard, like right next to a graveyard. And so you know, it was funny. We were just laughing and talking about it. And, you know, it was funny. So at night, when nighttime comes, we kind of just sneak into Marissa's bed, and we're just talking about our day because we're not allowed, you know, lights are out at 9, so everybody's supposed to be asleep. But we snuck into each other's beds, and we were just talking, and all of a sudden, like, you just, like, hear laughing, like, a bunch of laughing. We're just like, what the hell is this? And then, like, you just, like, see lights on the walls, and you just see, like, these, like, things, and they're just, like, these grins. And, like, it seems like something that you would see out of, like, a movie. And, like, there's these shadows, and there were people, and they were, like, hunches. Like, you could see the hunch, like, in them, and they just had big smiles, and their arms were like this, and they had hunches, and they were just smiling, running around, laughing.
She's
and,
looking
like,
at the camera.
it was, like, crazy.
The whole time she's looking at the camera, she's telling us story.
I'm looking at her. But, it was, like, super, super crazy. And, like, okay, so we all started, like, screaming and crying, and, like, the what's it called, people? The people who are watching us?
Mentors.
Yeah, the leaders. They wake up and they're like, what are you guys doing? And we're like crying, like literally we are crying because it is terrifying. And they're just like, what are you doing? We're just like, we start telling her, and all she does, she like brings us in the bathroom. She's like, what's going on? And we start telling her what we just saw, because there's 3 of us. And I mean, 1 person sees it, they're just fucking around. 2 people see it, they're just playing a joke. 3 people see it. Oh my gosh, it happened. Like, it was scary. It was like scary. And like we bring her in there. She's like this like fat chick with like blonde curled hair and blue eyes from Tennessee, and she's one of those bitches that all she cares about is her hair and her nails and how she looks. And we tell her what's going on. She starts laughing at us. She's just like, you know what? I'm gonna deal with you guys in the morning. You guys go to bed. I know you're the lie. You guys are just tugging on me. I don't want to deal with it. She's just laughing at us. Like, look, she's a biatch, and she just starts laughing at us. And so she goes to bed, and, like, she makes us to go back to our beds. And she says she catches us up again, she'll get a Kobe, which was, like, he was, like, the main leader of everybody. And if she got Kobe, then we would all be in trouble, and they'd probably send us home, and we were far. And, so we ended up accidentally sleeping in the wrong beds. Like, I was in Marissa's bed, and Taylor was in my bed, and Marissa was in Taylor's bed. And, yeah, so we just sleep there. I'm just, like, sitting there, like, because this is terrifying. And you can still, like, see the lights on the walls. So I just close my eyes, and I just, like, put the covers over me.
There's one on your face.
That's it?
We need more scary stories.
Huh?
I never actually have really good